Hello everyone. Welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy. Welcome to the session on 10/2/2023 guys. So now guys, mudslinging will help Lotus grow. Prime Minister. Yesterday I told you that after the president's speech and discussion, Prime Minister will go for motion of thanks or vote of thanks. First he did it in Lok Sabha, now he's doing it in Rajya Sabha. Fine. So obviously, whatever counters they have, he's trying to answer them. That's it. Seven, asphyxiated while cleaning edible oil tank in AP factory. Right. So guys, normally when you are going for cleaning up of these oils and all, certain gases will be released. And these gases are extremely dangerous for human beings. And while cleaning, when they try to inhale it, that leads to more problem. Now you are looking at this specific activity where there is some sort of what do you call as oil and other things that are being cleaned, and during that particular time the chemicals will be released. So this is where the governments have to be careful, or the regulatory bodies have to be careful, because companies make certain human beings to do these things. Normally in western parts of the world, precautions are taken and they try to ensure that common people are not being sent. Machines try to do it, right? So this is one of the major problem that you see in developing countries, where the industries they do not follow certain basic rules, because mechanization of cleaning and all may cost more, and that leads to these type of issues guys. Center wanted vetting process in picking judges. So guys, before the Victoria Lokesh case, Gauri case, central government was telling regularly, please look into the issue. Look how people comment, what they speak. Right now, the newspaper is talking about that. So the next issue is about editorial. Yes, I hope you're also having newspaper with you, because whatever I'm trying to show you, whichever article I'm trying to explain, I would expect you to read that once. Just listening and making notes will not suffice, because I will be giving you in a simple language, especially for those students who do not have proper English skills, CSAT and all. If you're facing struggle, the English here will definitely be helpful. But unfortunately, students don't put that additional effort in reading, right? At least one editorial article every day you read, so that it would be helpful. Price stability is a must for durable economic recovery. So guys, RBI, when it asked whether we should focus on inflation or we should focus on growth, RBI said that growth is important. We will be focusing more on that, but still, little bit we need to control about inflation, because inflation is around 6.25 or so, and our goal is to ensure that it is in between 4 to 6, 2 to 6 actually, plus or minus 2. 4 is the mean that we have kept. So you have plus or minus 2. That means it can range from 2 to 6. And how is this decided? See guys, at one point of time, RBI used to decide about inflation. RBI also used to decide about growth. Right? There were two things for RBI. One is to focus on inflation. So why prices are rising? We should control them. What measures should be taken? So that focus was there. Second focus was on, growth. Give loans at a lower cost, cheaper prices, ensure that they get more benefits. These type of things. So mostly RBI was working on inflation rather than working on the growth. Central government at that time realized that it is very important either to give growth or to give inflation to RBI. If you give both, then it is always focused on inflation than the other aspects. At that point of time, to discuss and decide on this, so RBI alone cannot do anything with respect to inflation. So let us establish monetary policy committee. Right? They told we should have monetary policy committee. According to this, there will be 3 members from the RBI, 3 members from the government. 6 will sit. They will discuss on how to control inflation. And they have been given a target 2 to 6. That is 4 plus or minus 2. Now, among these 6 people, right, 4 had told we should still focus on inflation, whereas the other 2 have told we should focus on growth. So, whenever all the 6 say, let us focus only on inflation, then they increase interest rates rapidly so that when interest rates are increased, bank lending decreases because most of the people who want to lend to the banks will be worried. Fine? Or most of the people who has to take loans from the banks will be worried. Why? You see, people have more money, correct? Let me try to write this. Why there is inflation? This is because people have more money. So, if banks give more money, then inflation further increases, correct? People will have more money and that would lead to more inflation. This is the problem. But you see the other way around, guys. But you see the other way around. What is this other way around that we have? Now, banks reduce the money. Now, banks reduce giving money. What is going to happen? People will have less money, less demand, less inflation. See how, clearly it is there. Now you see, now how banks will reduce giving money? Increase interest rates. So whenever banks want to reduce inflation, RBI increases interest rate. Banks also increases interest rate, because of which the inflation reduces. Fine, guys. Next, India must avoid growing into a dystopia. See, guys, India had a target of reaching $5 trillion by 2024-2025. We also promised about doubling of farmers' income by 2022. Unfortunately, due to COVID, our economic situation changed. But the opposition is still demanding that. It's not wrong, they should pressurize the government. But public and us, we should be aware. But this article tries to say that India had a plan for $5 trillion economy by 2024-2025. And some are saying that India will become $10 trillion economy by 2037. And few are telling India will be world's largest economy by 2047. So all this clearly shows that India is looking only for the numbers, GDP, growth, and India is not looking at any other thing. First criticism. Second, when you say we will increase, that means when the economy size increases, what is the benefit, guys? You see here. Today, we have 1.4 billion, 140 crore population. Right? So now, let me tell you that my economy is $2 trillion. 2 trillion. So $2 trillion divided by 140 crore will give me per capita income, even though it's not exactly distributed, but yeah, it gives me per capita income. Now when this $2 trillion becomes $5 trillion economy, that means within the economy there will be $5 trillion worth of, what you call as movement, money flows. Now this will make more money in the hands of the people. Extremely high money you will have in the hands of the people, which increases inflation as well. Right? Now, when you have extremely high income, demand for products from your side increases. Today, US and Europe are considered to be major markets. They are major markets mainly because their people have the capacity to purchase. India also want to be a major market. And when India is a major market and India says make in India, whatever you want to manufacture, you produce it within India. When we say that, what is going to happen? Many countries and companies will come and invest within the country, which would further lead to rise. Now, the article is trying to say this will allow Western countries to come and invest in India. They will be more happy about investing in India. This is first one. Second, will this lead to more jobs or less jobs? Are we able to provide employment to the people or not? Third, most importantly, ecological security. whether they have it or not. Fine. That means, will development lead to degeneration? Will development lead to deforestation, pollution and all? But guys, everywhere we are talking about whether jobs you will get or not. But the focus is on green economy for sure. Exploring the blue in the India-France partnership. Guys, I just want you people to observe one thing. See guys, this is Indian Ocean, this is Pacific Ocean. Now this region is called as Indo-Pacific region. And in this Indo-Pacific region, Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, South China Sea and East China Sea are important. And guys, China wants to capture this South China Sea completely. And this has led to huge issues across the world. Fine. This has led to huge issues across the world. Now, as China is trying to capture this, European countries, North America, US, Canada, India, and other countries are also trying to counter China in the region. This is the reason why recently Canada said that, India and Canada should focus on Indo-Pacific region. Similarly, you might have heard about, now today France is trying to say that India and France should work on Indo-Pacific region. So guys, please understand, now this is called as South China Sea. Now if I have to go to China, I need to cross this point called as Strait of Malacca. And when I cross this point, Strait of Malacca, and if I enter like this, you see, I need to cross South China Sea. Now China wants to capture this entire South China Sea. And they have drawn few lines called as 9-dash line. Let me just show you that. Yeah. Yes, can you see this? These are the 9 dashes which China has drawn. And China is claiming this entire South China Sea. India and other countries are working together to ensure that China will not claim the entire region. Fine guys? To ensure that China will not claim the entire region. So, France, India, Canada and many other countries are talking to India about Indo-Pacific region. You see guys, India and France are resident powers of the Indian Ocean and in the Indo-Pacific. Fine. So we are all trying to bring together. Now this article is trying to talk about Indo-France partnership. See, in 1998, India and France signed strategic partnership agreement. According to this, India and France are considered to be close friends. Fine. At this point of time, India and France came together and they invested in multiple things. First, one is defense technology transfer. So you can see French Scorpion submarines were induced into military recently. Second, Tata Group has tied up with Airbus to manufacture. Guys, I hope you can write along with me when I'm explaining. India France strategic partnership. There can be a mains question on this because it's 25 years. Right? India France strategic partnership 1998. Below this, during 2017 to 2021, during 2017 to 2021, France has emerged as France has emerged as major partner, major partner, and second largest defense supplier, and second largest defense supplier. Below this, French Scorpion, French Scorpion submarine, and Rafale fighter jets, and Rafale fighter jets. Next point, Tata and Airbus to manufacture, Tata and Airbus to manufacture C295, C295 tactical transport aircraft, tactical transport aircraft in Vadodara. This which can be used like to transport most of the required equipments, that is tactical transport aircraft. Next guys, Varuna, Varuna, Garuda and Shakti. Varuna is naval exercise, Garuda is air force, Shakti is army. Varuna, Garuda, Shakti are the defense exercises. Next, guys, remember in 2008 India got NSG waiver, guys. In 1998, when India went for Pokhran 2, there were sanctions on India. But in 1974, when India went for Pokhran 1, many countries were told not to give uranium to India under NSG, as they had told that you should never give uranium to India, right? Till 2008, India did not get uranium supplies. With the help of US, India got NSG waiver, according to which anyone can sell uranium to us. And at that point of time, it was France which came first and helped India to have a nuclear reactor. So you can write, France was the first country, France was the first country with which India signed civilian nuclear deal. Civilian nuclear deal. Next, France support India. France support India for UNSC, for UNSC and NSG membership. and NSG membership. Next point. In 2015, in 2015, France and India, France and India focused on International Solar Alliance. International Solar Alliance. Next point, guys. India and France have joint strategic vision, have joint strategic vision in the Indian Ocean region. In the Indian Ocean region. Next, they are doing patrolling in the region. They are doing patrolling in the region. Next, they have free, fair, and open Indo-Pacific. Free, fair, and open Indo-Pacific. Next, they are also fighting against pirates in the region. Because there is a community called Bru community, which displaced from Mizoram to Tripura, and they are voting. So it's about the elections, guys. Supreme Court Collegium recommends 5 new Chief Justices for High Court, not required. India will never abandon the people of Afghanistan, says NSA Doval at Moscow meet. See guys, when we look at Afghanistan, when we look at Afghanistan, Taliban has taken over, but India has never given up its support to people of Afghanistan. So even now we have given 200 crores to Afghanistan to ensure that their economy survives and people get food and other things. Union government not planning a bill on appointment of judges. So they're not planning. That's not an issue. Was SEBI pressurized to go easy? Congress asks. DMK Kharge will meet Adani Group soon to seek clarification on crisis, LIC chairman. US will not sanction India for buying Russian oil. So guys, no country will put sanctions on India because India economy is very important for the world. So they are saying that we don't want to put sanctions. Bullet train project tunnel to bypass mangroves will raise cost to 10,000 crores. You see the beauty, guys. Now, if the bullet train was passing through mangroves, it would have destroyed it. But government is spending additionally 10,000 crores and ensuring that mangroves are not destroyed. Right? So this is what we say sustainable development. Yes, the cost increases. In ethics and all, when they ask you the case studies, right, that the cost increases by 10,000 crore. What should we do? See, this is an example. Government don't want to destroy if you have an alternative. US says Chinese military behind the surveillance program. See, because Chinese balloon which was going was blasted by US and that has led to issues between those two. Fine. So guys, these are some of the important issues we have, guys. Thank you.